Hey, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a book haul with all these lovely books behind me. I have about 9 here. I have some from Barnes & Noble and some from Costco, so we'll go ahead and go over those. And let's go ahead and get into it. So the first one that we have here is All of Us Villains. I got this one from Barnes & Noble. It's a monthly pick, which I did see on their website. And I got it off the buy one get one 50% off table. So this one says, every generation at the coming of the blood moon, 7 families in the remote city of Ilvernath. Don't know how to pronounce that word, but that's what we'll just say. Each name a champion to compete in a secret tournament to the death. The prize, exclusive control over a hidden wellspring of high magic, the most powerful resource in the world, one thought long depleted. But this year, a scandalous tell-all book that exposed the tournament and thus the 7 new champions into the worldwide spotlight. The book also granted them valuable information previous champions never had, insight into the other families, strategies, and weaknesses. And the most important, it gave them a choice, accept their fate or rewrite their legacy. Either way, this is a story that must be penned in blood. So it's kind of giving me Hunger Game vibes. There is a second book to this. I don't know if it's out already, but usually when I get books that are in series, I just buy the first one usually, just to see if I like it and if I'm gonna want to go back and read the next one. So that was All of Us Villains. If you guys have any tips on getting these stickers off without ruining the covers, let me know, because I do want to take these off. I'm just very stressed to like ruin the cover of the book. Okay, next we have 56 Days, and so this one kind of hits a little bit close to home. Let me see if it has like, okay, yes. So this one says, 56 days ago, Sierra and Oliver met in a supermarket queue in Dublin and start dating the same week COVID-19 reaches Irish shores. 35 days ago, when lockdown threatened to keep them apart, Oliver suggests they move in together. Sierra sees a unique opportunity for a relationship to flourish without the scrutiny of family and friends. Oliver sees a chance to hide who and what he really is. Today, detectives arrive at Oliver's apartment to discover a decomposing body inside. Can they determine what really happened, or has lockdown created an opportunity for someone to commit the perfect crime? So this is something I feel like we can all relate to, being in quarantine during COVID. And so yeah, it's a little bit of a murder mystery during that time. So the next 2, I know I said I like to buy the first book of the series before I buy the next one, just to see if I'll like it. But once again, this one was buy one get one 50% off, and this is the Witcher series. I got the first 2 books. Back in like the end of 2019, 2020, I did have like a lot of coworkers tell me that I should watch The Witcher. So I started watching it, and it was really good, but I was just really busy at that time in my life that I didn't get to finish it, and I don't really remember like what was going on, and I've been wanting to rewatch it just to get back into it, but I saw these at Barnes & Noble, and I thought I'll pick them up, I'll read them, and then I can go back and watch the series. So there's not really that big of a description on the first book, but I'll go ahead and read what they have. I'm not going to read the second book just because, since I don't remember what happened during the Netflix series, I don't want to spoil what's going to happen in the first book. So it says, Geralt, I don't know why I feel like I'm pronouncing that wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, is a witcher, a man whose magical powers, enhanced by long training and a mysterious elixir, have made him a brilliant and merciless fighter. Yet he is no ordinary hunter, his sole purpose to destroy the monsters that plague the world. But not everything monstrous looking is evil, and not everything fair is good, and in every fairy tale there is a grain of truth. So the first book is The Witcher, The Last Wish, and then the next book is The Witcher, Sword of Destiny. I do really like these covers. I think they're super cute. They're very much my vibe. So yeah, I picked both of these up off of the buy one get one 50% off table. And let me tell you, I went into my Barnes & Noble, and they like A lot of the shelves were empty, and I was very concerned because I was like, oh my god, are they closing down? This is the only Barnes & Noble that's decently close to me. I don't want to have to drive like an hour and a half away to go to a Barnes & Noble. And I was like stressed. But then I like went to the very back of the store, and then I realized that they're just like rearranging the store, moving around like where certain genres are. But I was stressed. I was like so sad. Okay, so this next book, The Unhoneymooners, literally I have been looking for this book for months at Barnes & Noble, and I could not find it. And I found this one on the table, and it was the last copy there, and I was so happy. So this one says, Olive Torres is used to being the unlucky twin. From inexplicable mishaps to a recent layoff, her life seems to be almost comically jinxed. By contrast, her sister, Amy, is an external champion. She even managed to finance her entire wedding by winning a few slews of contests. Unfortunately for Olive, the only thing worse than constant bad luck is having to spend the wedding day with the best man, her nemesis, Ethan Thomas. Olive braces herself for wedding hell, determined to put on a brave face, but when the entire wedding party gets food poisoning, the only people who aren't affected are Olive and Ethan. Suddenly, there's a free honeymoon up for grabs, and Olive will be damned if Ethan gets to enjoy paradise solo. Agreeing to a temporary truce, the pair head to Maui. After all, 10 days of bliss are worth having to assume the role of loving newlyweds, right? But the weird thing is, Olive doesn't mind playing pretend. In fact, the more she pretends to be the luckiest woman alive, the more it feels like she might be. So, this is a very cute sounding romance. I heard a lot about it on like Instagram and stuff, so I'm very excited to be able to read this soon. Next we have The Birds of California. I picked this up at Barnes & Noble as well. So this one says, former child actor Fiona St. James dropped out of the spotlight after a spectacularly public crash and burn. The tabloids called her self-destructive and said she lost her mind. Now in her late 20s, Fiona believes her humiliating past is firmly behind her. She finally regained some privacy, and she won't let anything or anyone mess it up. Unlike Fiona, Sam Fox, who played her older brother on the popular television show Birds of California, loves the perks that come with being a successful Hollywood actor: fame, women, parties, money. When his current show gets canceled and his agent starts to avoid his calls, the desperate actor enthusiastically signs on for a Birds of California revival. But to make it happen, he needs Fiona St. James. Against her better judgment, Fiona agrees to have a lunch with Sam. What happens next takes them both by surprise. Sam is enthralled by Fiona's take no prisoners attitude, and Fiona discovers a lovable goofball behind Sam's close-up ready face. Long drives to the beach, late nights at dive bars, theirs is a kind of romance Hollywood sells. But just like in the rom-coms Fiona despises, there's a twist that threatens her new love. Sam doesn't know the full story behind her breakdown. What happens when she reveals the truth? So this one sounds like a little bit of a romance that's going to be going on between these two co-stars. And I've also been waiting a long time to also get my hands on this book, so hopefully it's a good one. Okay, so the next three books I have here are from Costco. I went to Costco the other day, and the first one is the Thursday Murder Club. So they did have the second book to this. I actually saw the second book first, and I was like, we have to have the first book somewhere. So I spent a long time looking through all the books to find the first one, but I decided just to get the first one for now. And I never realized how cheap Costco books are. This one was $10.99. Another one I have is $10.99, and then the third one is $9.99. So the Thursday Murder Club says, in a peaceful retirement village, four unlikely friends meet weekly in the Jigsaw Room to discuss unsolved crimes together. They call themselves the Thursday Murder Club. When a local developer is found dead with a mysterious photograph left next to the body, the friends suddenly find themselves in the middle of their first live case. They might be senior citizens, but they are cleverer than most. As the bodies begin to pile up, can our unorthodox but brilliant gang catch the killer before it's too late? So I've had this on my TBR list for like the longest time, like probably almost 2 years if I'm being quite honest. So I'm really glad I finally got to pick this up. and hopefully I get to read it soon. Next we have The Song of Achilles. This book was not what I would pick up. Every time I saw it on like book Instagram and people talking about it, I was just like, that just does not look like a good book. It does not look like it's for me. I don't think I would like it. But then I saw Alexa Ray, I believe that's her name, do like a reading vlog where she read a little bit about this book, and it did sound pretty good. So this one says, Achilles, the best of all the Greeks, son of the cruel sea goddess Thetis and the legendary king Peleus. I have not learned anything about Greek gods or done any... I don't really know much about Greek gods, so if I'm pronouncing these names wrong, I'm very sorry. Is strong, swift, and beautiful, irresistible to all who meet him. Patroclus is an awkward young prince exiled from his homeland after an act of shocking violence. Brought together by chance, they forge an inseparable bond, despite risking the god's wrath. They are trained by the centaur Trion in the arts of war and medicine. But when word comes that Helen of Sparta has been kidnapped, all the heroes of Greece are called upon to lay siege to Troy in her name. Seduced by the promise of a glorious destiny, Achilles joins their cause and torn between love and fear for his friend. Patroclus follows. Little do they know that the cruel fates will test them both as never before and demand a terrible sacrifice. Okay, that was probably really annoying to hear me read. But like I said, I'm not very good with the names. But yeah, like I said, I thought this one sounded good after listening to the reading vlog, so hopefully I do like it, just because it's not usually something I would pick up. Okay, lastly, we have Book Lovers. This one never really piqued my interest, but it was there, it was cheap. Everyone on Instagram talked about this book, and I do like a nice romance. It says, Nora Steffen's life is books. She's read them all, and she is not that type of heroine. Not the plucky one, not the laid-back dream girl, and especially not the sweetheart. In fact, the only people Nora is a heroine for are her clients, for whom she lands enormous deals as a cutthroat literary agent, and her beloved little sister Libby, which is why she agrees to go to Sunshine Falls, Northern California, for the month of August, when Libby begs her for a sister's trip away, with visions of a small town transformation for Nora, who she's convinced needs to become the heroine in her own story. But instead of picnics in meadows or run-ins with a handsome country doctor or bulging four-armed bartender, Nora keeps bumping into Charlie Lastra, a bookish, brooding editor from back in the city. It would be a meet cute if not for the fact that they've met many times and it's never been cute. If Nora knows she's not an ideal heroine, Charlie knows he is nobody's hero. But as they're thrown together again and again in a series of coincidences no editor worth their salt would allow, what they discover might just unravel the carefully crafted stories they've written about themselves. So like I said, I like a good little romance. This wasn't really a book I was looking to get, but since it was there, I just thought I'd get it. But I've heard lots of good reviews about it, so I'm sure it'll probably be good. So that is my little book haul here. Lots of books for me to read in the upcoming months. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Let me know if you picked up any good books lately, and if you've read them, what you thought about them. And hopefully you guys have a great day.